Hello, I'm Andrew Dresden with Weazel News. Over this weekend, Los Santos was filled with sounds of air raid sirens. The weeks leading up to this weekend, however, were full of posturing from the self-described supreme gay leader Habib Omar of Cayo Perico and Jacob Lee, the mayor of Los Santos. We managed to get an interview with the supreme gay leader early on Sunday morning. In it, he had this to say to the people of Los Santos.
Citizens of Los Santos, today I, Habib Omar, as a representative of the people of Cayo Perico, stand before you to shed light on the truth and to expose the corruption that has seeped into the hearts of our beloved city's government. Let it be known that Mayor Jacob Lee and his corrupt deputy has been spreading baseless and falsehoods, claiming that Cayo Perico has made no efforts to repair the diplomatic ties between our governments. This could not be further from the truth. We have made earnest attempts to initiate dialogue and establish understanding between our regions, our two governments. But regrettably, all our attempts have fallen on deaf ears. Mayor Lee's administration has turned a blind eye to our calls for cooperation, leaving us no choice but to set the record straight. Moreover, we cannot remain silent about the gross misuse of taxpayer funds by Mayor Lee. He stands accused of embezzling funds, betraying the trust of the hard-working citizens of Los Santos who expect their money to be used for the greater good. Such actions are an affront to the democracy and accountability, and we are compelled to speak out against this corruption that tarnishes the reputation of the city of Los Santos. Even more alarming is the possibility that Mayor Lee might be orchestrating a sinister plan, provoke the conflict, and instigate a war. I want to make it clear, we, the people of Cayo Perico, categorically deny any intentions of harming innocent civilians. Our commitment has always been to peace and prosperity, and we stand united against any form of aggression. However, we are left with no choice but to take defensive actions to protect our homeland and its people. If the Los Santos government continues to ignore our genuine concern, we will fortify our borders and bolster our defenses to safeguard our interests and maintain the peace that we have achieved. Now, we call upon the conscience of Los Santos government to act with integrity and responsibility. We demand an honest investigation into Mayor Lee's alleged corruption, implementation of swift and just measures. Only then can we hope to rebuild the bridges of trust and create a future of mutual understanding and prosperity. Let this statement serve as a rally cry for justice, peace, and cooperation. Together, we must rise above the clutches of corruption and deceitfulness and strive to build a city where transparency, fairness, and compassion reign supreme. Thank you for lending us your ears, and may the truth and righteousness guide your path.
The full interview will be out later this week, but after this interview, later that Sunday, a large aircraft was seen flying over the city, supported by a fighter aircraft. This is when Fort Zancudo launched jets to intercept the aircraft. This is when a dogfight broke out over the skies of Legion Square. Thankfully, no civilians were hit by any stray gunfire or falling debris. Our team met with Mayor Lee after the incident to get his public statement.
To my fellow citizens, the last 2 days we heard the air raid sirens go off in Los Santos for the first time ever when a Cayo Perican incursion happened in our sovereign borders. Cayo Perico is acting incredibly recklessly, knowing what they're doing is an incursion in our sovereignty the entire time, while they speak about how we have stepped on their toes. I find this to be funny coming from a terrorist regime, which is what Cayo Perico has turned itself into. After speaking with the president, the Secretary of Defense, and the governor of San Andreas, we have been given permission to assemble jets out of Fort Zancudo, which I wanted to get this announcement out before a sortie had to happen, but unfortunately today, in another reckless move, dictator Habib Omar decided that he was going to send more planes over our city. The Los Santos military, flying out of Fort Zancudo, engaged these airplanes, shot down a couple of them. Unfortunately, we also lost one of our own in that sortie. Um, that name will be made public pending family notification from Fort Zancudo. I did not know we were doing diplomacy over Birdie, like a bunch of school children, but if that's what Habib would like to do, putting out reckless statements such as declaring war when he was the one that decided to have his military aircraft fly over our sovereign airspace, and he's surprised that we responded with force. If he wants to play military birdie diplomat, that's his choice. I'm not going to go back and forth in a birdie Twitter war, but I think that it's incredibly reckless of him to decide that he wants to declare war over birdie. Um, Once again, if that's his intentions, then the state of San Andreas will stand ready. But as always, we hope that he'll back down from this reckless rhetoric that he's decided to push, and will come to his senses. As unlikely as that is to actually happen, we still stand hopeful. But as long as he continues to have his military aircraft fly over our sovereign airspace, we'll continue to have our aircraft shoot them down. Just be aware that for the foreseeable future, aircraft flying out of Zancudo will be flying overhead. So if you see fighter jets out and about, but you don't hear the air sirens, just know those are our aircraft. If you hear the air sirens, just know that that's Kaio deciding to do another incursion and to take some cover, as there will probably be a dogfight once our aircraft intercept them. So please be safe out there, everyone, and continue to, do what you have been doing. Just watch out in the skies above. Thank you.
What this means going forward is anyone's guess, but we here at Weazel want to leave you with one more snippet from our interview with Supreme Gay Leader Habib Omar that we believe show his true colors.
Comment on any of the recent events with the gang violence that's going on in the city?
I want to say that as a Cayo Perico, as a current supreme leader of the nation of Cayo Perico and a representative of its people, I would want to say, allow it, fam.
All right, so you do encourage the two rival gangs, the Ballers and the Family, to fight it out.
I would say allow it.
Allow it. Okay, why would you allow that?
I think it would be good for the petty criminals to take out the other petty criminals, to make the less petty criminal get away with bigger crime.
Okay, so you support crime.
No.
But you just said that, did you not?
No, I said it in the way where it doesn't sound like that.
As always, thank you for joining us here at Weazel News. I've been Henry Dresden, and you take care, Los Santos.